Okay, this week's World's Aquarium video is about the Yellowtail Open Fishing Tournament that was held in Loreto at the end of last April 2012, which is the first tournament in a new series of tournaments called the Sea of Cortez Circuit. And to explain to us what that is, we have the president of the Mexican Billfish Society, Enrique Castillo, to fill us in. Tell us what's the deal with the Circuito de Mar de Cortez? What's it all about?
Well, the idea was an initiative from the governor of Baja California Sur, who wanted to do the difference with sport fishing. And between his ideas were the idea of how can we emphasize the importance of sport fishing in the Sea of Cortez. And he came up with the idea of doing a circuit all around different places, or in the 4 different states that surround the Sea of Cortez.
Right, so it's the 4 different states: Sinaloa, Sonora, Baja Norte, Baja Sur. Right?
Baja Sur, yes. We know that there is a huge market in the United States for sport fishing. The market, the size of the market is pretty close to 48 million people. And we know of that 48 million, 8 million prefer to do sport fishing in the sea. And of that 8 million people, around 70% they rent yachts, small yachts, from pangas to probably 35 footers. And the other difference, the 30%, it spreads out with different sizes of boats. Most of them are private boats, of course. And they are, once they come to the Sea of Cortez and discover the fishing is very good, plus the weather, plus the scenery all around the Sea of Cortez, they get in love and they usually stay.
$1 billion business.
It's $1 billion business in the States. And it's $1 billion here, sorry. In the United States, it's pretty close to 100.
Oh, is it a billion? It's $1 billion in Southern
It's $1 billion in Mexico.
In Mexico.
And in the United States, it's more than $100 billion. So the idea of the Circuito Sea of Cortez is to push the local people to do their tournaments in a way that people can qualify for a final tournament. That every single state are going to put $100,000. So this is going to be for the final. It's going to be $400,000. It's basically in Baja we have 4 tournaments, and then there are 2 tournaments per state. 2 in Baja California, 2 in Sonora, and 2 in Sinaloa. So there are 10 tournaments totally. I would say 9 tournaments and then the final.
So the organizers of the Loreto tournament, the first in the circuit, are none other than my 2 good friends who are often called the divas of sport fishing in Baja. Minerva from Minerva's Baja Tackle in Cabo San Lucas, and Pam from Baja Big Fish Company, based right here in Loreto. And tournament control was based out of the beautiful inn at Loreto Bay. Fishermen showed up from Cabo San Lucas to Culiacan and Sinaloa to participate in this tournament, and there were around a total of 22 boats and 80 fishermen. Special thanks go out to Francisco from the Baja Big Fish Company, who captains the Panga Cuervo Especial. Francisco was kind enough to take me out for a day of fishing during the tournament, and as usual, the fishing in Loreto starts out pretty much at sunrise as participants put their boats in the water to run out and catch live bait, since without live bait you are not going to be catching a lot of yellowtail. Now this tournament was not just for yellowtail, and there was a category for reef fish, and there were several boats that went after reef fish to win that category. I was very impressed with the way Minerva and Pam organized the tournament. I thought it was professionally run.
Esta es un amberjack. Se considera parte de la familia de jurel. Sí. Este pescado se va a pesar y va a contar como parte del jurel. Sí.
And what impressed me most about this tournament, besides the fact that most of the fish were given away to needy families in Loreto, was the casting tournament for kids and adults. I thought this was a great idea to get the youngsters involved in sport fishing, and I would love to see more events like this at other tournaments around the Gulf. The kids who participated in the casting tournament received a nice trophy, some sweet fishing gear, and a 500 peso bill for their efforts. Okay, now all the weighable fish that were caught were brought into the laguna right next to the inn at Loreto Bay, and from there were sent off to Minerva to be measured and weighed. and there were plenty of fish for that. Again, once the fish was weighed, it became the property of the tournament, and the fish was used for the awards dinner and given away to needy families in Loreto. But you certainly were allowed to get your trophy shots with the fish before they were taken to the fillet station to be speedily filleted. There were excellent raffle prizes at the awards dinner, and the sponsors came up with great gear for the raffles and prizes. I would also have to comment that the food at the awards dinner was, without a doubt, the best food I have ever had at an awards dinner fishing tournament ever. So the chefs at the inn at Loreto Bay need to be congratulated. The food was phenomenal. So that is a wrap, and for more details, go to the following websites, LoretoTournaments.com and CircuitoMardeCortez.com. For next year's dates, and I can tell you that this event is definitely on my radar screen now.
Thanks for joining us here at the beautiful inn at Loreto Bay for the first annual Yellowtail fishing tournament here in Loreto, Baja Sur. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos about fishing, Sea of Cortez, and the west coast of Mexico, please go to our website, worldsaquarium.com, and sign up for our newsletter. I'm Vince. Thanks for watching, and con el favor de Dios, we do hope to see you next week.